Hi, I'm Jen Shirley, and welcome to my channel. Let me introduce myself first of all, because you probably won't know who I am. I live in one of the coldest capitals on the planet. I am a wife, a business owner, a golfer, an author, a speaker, a longtime principal inside our public schools, and now I am a coach specializing in helping parents and kids who are experiencing the following: anxiety, ADHD, executive function deficits, school reluctance, and school refusal. That's really why I'm here. So it's really nice to meet you. You might be wondering, why do you care? Why should anyone care? And how did I arrive actually to this point? I got to tell you, over the last 10 years or so, I've been noticing so many similarities in terms of the deficits that many of our kids are facing. The same struggles, the same patterns, the same challenges, especially for a high number of our boys. A lot of our kids are not yet in the position to be able to access the content because so many other obstacles are getting in their way of being able to learn. In my view, I really think that some of our schools and our school boards are focused and working on the wrong thing. We are trying to squeeze modern kids into an outdated model. And that's really the gap that I provide support in. What was working before is no longer working now. So, what is the work that I do precisely? How is it different? And how do I help families? So, let me first tell you what I'm not. I'm not a tutor. I'm not a therapist. I am a coach. A coach emphasizes mainly on the forward and future thinking, the practicality and the implementation, whereby a tutor would be a subject matter expert, really focusing on the content, for example, mathematics or French. And as you know, a therapist perhaps would be supporting in a person's history or past trauma, providing a diagnosis or a prescription, for an example. I'm neither one of those things. So, as a learning strategies coach, what do I focus on the most? Well, my work focuses mainly on the building blocks of learning. And if you don't know what that is, or if you've never heard of that before, here's an example here that you're seeing on the screen now of the many areas that fall inside of the building blocks of learning. Additionally, I also spend a great deal of time with my clients working on deficits inside of the area of executive function. Perhaps you've never heard of the term executive function before. Think of it this way: it's an umbrella term that encompasses 10 or 11 really critical and foundational skills that we always assume that are in place in order for kids to learn. Think of it as your child's central operating system inside their brain. The common mistake the adults make is we assume that all of those things are in place so kids can easily access learning. I'm here to tell you that in many, many cases, that is not the case. I am an expert in planning. I am an expert in in implementation of that plan. And that's really some of what sets me apart from other service providers. So you also might be wondering, Jen, why YouTube and why now? Well, I got to tell you, I have been pondering the opportunity to start an educational channel for quite some time here now. And I know that many people could benefit from the services and the help that I would provide. I also love the idea of having everything curated in one place, a library of resources, if you will, that is built by me. I enjoy a little bit longer form content. I enjoy that things are evergreen and continue to build. I love building assets where people can show up and see me consistently telling stories and giving them real, relatable um, ideas that helps them understand that they're not going at this by themselves. I'm going to be able to share my lived experiences, my real world case studies of having spent over 2.5 decades in our public schools. I'll be able to tell you what works and what doesn't, what to try and what not to bother with. The guidance that I'm going to be providing here on this channel is going to be at a very high performance pro level. I'll be giving you stories and strategies and providing experiences and a whole lot of context to be able to help you or someone you love figure out why there's trouble happening with your young learner. I'm going to be providing a push pull of problems and solutions, all kind of curated together in one place here. I'll be culling and collecting and aggregating everything here in one place. I'm going to do all of that for you, the viewer, so that you don't need to worry about that, and you'll be certain that the information you're getting here is relatable, valuable, and on point with what you're hoping to solve for your family. I love building things of value, and I'm excited here to uh, be generous with what I know, to be authentic in what I know, and intentional in what I'm trying to do here, and not to mention building something that is unmistakably my own. If you're interested in learning from me and watching me build this thing as I fumble around, sharing my wisdom and experiences and expertise, I can tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get the authentic Jen, super real from the hip. There's not a lot of BS or fluff in how I like to operate. So hopefully you'll consider following along. I hope you do follow along. Thanks for watching. And that's all I have for now. We'll see you in the next one.